Hello and welcome to VendOp News, where I cover the weekly happenings in the supply chain and procurement market. My name is Jay Bartels, and let's just dive right in. Our first article today takes a look at the role procurement practices can play in reducing global carbon emissions. The International Council for Local Environmental Initiatives was founded in 1990. Known more commonly today as Local Governments for Sustainability, the network consists of over 1,700 local and regional governments committed to sustainable urban development. Together with the Global Lead City Network, GLCN, they are focused on strengthening the connection between procurement and climate action. At a global virtual forum for urban leaders called Daring Cities, participants from 45 countries pledged to tackle the climate emergency. They explored how new public buyers can navigate the race to zero emissions. According to event statistics, procurement accounts for 12% of the GDP in member countries, and it can go as high as 20% in many developing nations. 2/3 of that spending is on the sub-national level. Local and regional governments are dealing with the impacts of climate change head-on. They are committed to meeting ambitious targets for climate neutrality. Two such goals include operating the 100% renewable sources and aiming for zero-emission construction sites. In order to reach these realities, adopting sustainable procurement practices will be a necessary reality. The Global Director of Council's Capacity Center, Mark Hidson, says, quote, "If climate is the problem, procurement is the solution." 90% of involved countries have included green procurement in their policy making. Efforts include reducing emissions, bolstering the green recovery, and improving the equity of food systems. Check out the article link to find out the specifics of how different cities around the globe are leveraging procurement practices for a better tomorrow. Our next digest today dives into the global smart and mobile supply chain solutions market. These solutions help companies deal effectively with supply chain risks. This includes asset tracking, inventory levels, as well as supply and demand forecasts. More advanced solutions include the management of transportation, sourcing, procurement, and manufacturing. The global market is expected to be valued at over $51 billion by 2027. That's a CAGR of 17.2% for the forecast period. Advances in smart technology are rapidly increasing supply chain connectivity. Experts say that many key players in the market are focused on mergers and acquisitions to gain the competitive advantage. Another major trend in the supply chain sector is a shift to software as a service, or SaaS solutions. SaaS supply chain offerings supply many benefits, including low implementation costs, ease of use, and ease of ongoing upgrades. Developments in mobility, cloud-based services, and advanced analytics are providing new opportunities for companies to incorporate SCM solutions. The high cost of some advanced technologies will leave many small and medium-sized companies behind, but the increased need for dynamic supply chain solutions is still expected to accelerate market growth. Our final article today focuses on the continuing trend of digital responses to supply chain disruptions. Digital supply networks, rather than traditional supply chain models, would utilize integrated data collection technologies for better visibility and increased safety. Market research shows that in 2019, e-commerce was responsible for 17% of total retail sales in the 10 countries with the highest retail output. But as the pandemic continues, e-commerce sales have continued to rise. This year, e-commerce sales are anticipated to account for closer to 39% of total retail sales. New industries, including grocery, continue to pivot and improve their e-commerce operations. Digital supply network technologies offers the ability to optimize processes to meet this continued customer demand. These solutions can help compensate for major inefficiencies in the traditional multi-tiered supply chain models. They offer end-to-end visibility, synchronized planning, dynamic fulfillment, and intelligent supply options. With increased data collection points, companies have the chance to integrate artificial intelligence and machine learning. These technologies can optimize demand forecasting using internal data from previous sales as well as external data from other members in the supply network. Digital supply networks also offer retailers, manufacturers, and distributors more opportunities to collaborate on this data. A recent McKinsey & Company survey of manufacturers in Asia highlighted some areas of concern. 45% of respondents struggled with a lack of access to materials. An overwhelming 93% plan to focus on resilience in their supply network, and 90% are taking steps to invest in talent for digitization. This is a drastic change from pre-COVID surveys where the focus was on optimizing manufacturing performance and minimizing cost. This year has made clear that we need to focus on developing digital supply networks in order to meet the demands of today, as well as survive the potential disruptions for tomorrow. Thank you for watching VendOp News. Again, my name is Jay Bartels. I'm the CEO of VendOp. At VendOp, we manage the supply performance of vendors and suppliers and save companies millions of dollars per year. If you would like to join a panel discussion with other industry leaders, reach out to me via LinkedIn or email me at jay@vendop.com. Thanks for taking the time today.